there is the other bit that we expect from politicians and those who are launching their manifestos. What about democracy? Have we had freedoms here? Are we promised freedoms in this country? Are we promising to improve on people's participation in the governance of their country? Have we talked about issues like access to legal services or access to justice? Because we are talking about access to health and education. What about access to justice in this country? Is it reflected in our manifesto, for example? Those are the other areas that we need to look at, because we should not look at only the tangible things. 3.
But of course, at that point, President Museveni would tell you that justice has been availed, but in most cases, it has been riddled by corruption tendencies within the judicial system.
Before even, corruption deprives people of access to justice. But do we have enough magistrates? Do we have enough judges? Do we have enough courts? Are they resourced so that people can access justice? That is another issue that we would expect from a manifesto. We would also expect in a manifesto something about national consensus values that we are lacking in this country. You can see every day. We don't want to see tear gas every day. We are talking about our tourism sector. We have all the resources for tourism destination in this country. But one of the challenges we have is that the potential visitors cannot come in a country where they are watching tear gas on the streets every day. What are we doing to make sure that there is national consensus, that there is political consensus in this country, that people are not worried that after elections or during elections we are likely to have violence? These are other issues we need to see in the manifesto. How does the government plan to create national consensus in this country in the next 5 years, so that we are not kuwunkenke, we are not on tenterhooks every day, we are not fearing? Because one of the factors that attract investments in a country is stability, is political stability, is political peace. May I also dare to say...
But Professor, at that point, you need to know that regionally, Uganda's security stability cannot be compared to any East African country here, save for Tanzania.
You mean Tanzania is more stable than we are?
In terms of security?
Yes, they are. They are. But Kenya is having this Shabab. That is a different matter. But here I'm talking about security in the sense of having national consensus values, but also having sustainability of the security that we do have. And in that regard, may I dare also say that the NRM manifesto and President Museveni should avail to us a succession plan. Ugandans should demand from President Museveni in his manifesto to show us somehow a roadmap towards succession. We need a succession plan. Otherwise, without a succession plan, this country remains on the tenterhooks, remains kubunkenke, because we don't know what is likely to happen. For sustainable peace and sustainable governance, we need to think about and debate and discuss and dialogue on the succession plan in this country.
But do you think that President Museveni is willing to avail that? Because most of the people who have been trying to push for it have ended up falling out with him, the latest being his former Prime Minister, John Patrick Mwembusya. I think it's something that he's not willing, and to what many people are foreseeing, the NRM may end with him.
In the past, I think President Museveni and the movement had always said that they would remain with the movement system almost forever. But we saw them changing their minds. They changed their minds, and we now have a multi-party system. It is my prayer and hope that President Museveni will also change his mind and give Uganda opportunity and space to discuss succession and have a succession plan, so that we move away from this uncertainty, the political uncertainty we do have, the political fog that surrounds the succession plan. And as I have already said, and I will continue to say it, that continuing to move in a political fog like we are in is liable to a political accident. And please, we wouldn't want to have a political accident in this country. We have had relative stability for the last 30 years. I think President Museveni should give Ugandans space. This should actually be his gift.
Thank you, Professor Mwembusya, for joining us on this interactive segment.
Mr. Mwembusya,
thank you very much.